What's up, my YouTube family? It's your girl Sandy coming at you with another video. Now, mind you, we're just talking. We're just talking here. So don't get upset and don't get all in your feels. Please don't. We're just talking here. I'm just asking questions and trying to give you some understanding from my point of view before you jump all over my behind about what I'm about to say. Okay? Let's talk about it. You know, I was in a chat a few days ago, and I was listening to some guys, and I've been listening around YouTube. It just ain't in that chat, so don't get it twisted. And listen to some guys around YouTube, and this argument has finally came up, and I'm so glad it has, because I've been saying this for 2 years. 2 years now I've been saying this, and some of y'all know that I've been saying it for 2 years, because I got off here behind that. I got off of here behind the very thing that I'm about to say. And before y'all get to tripping on me, just hear me out, because it's nothing but a conversation. That's all it is. Nothing is edged in stone here. It's just not engraved. It's nothing but a conversation. But I want you to get a feel of where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about as far as black men dating younger women. Don't get it twisted. I'm an older black woman, and I don't care anything about you dating younger women. People gonna date. They gonna do what they gonna do. Period. Here's where my problem comes in, because I see why some of these people are on here accusing some of you men of pedo-like behavior, and they're calling you guys pedophiles, saying, "Oh, he's a pedo, he's a pedo, he's a pedo." Now, mind you, I don't believe that you guys are pedophiles. I really don't. I don't. So let's come to an understanding on that. I don't think that you guys are pedophiles, because pedophiles are people that mess with children under the age of 18. Yes, under the age of 18. However, if a 50-year-old man, let me backtrack a little bit. And say this much. It's gray areas to all of that. It's gray areas to that. Okay? For instance, let's talk about women and young girls. Let's get it straight. Let's say that the category of a child and a child molester and a pedophile is 17 and down. Let's just say that, because that's what the law says. That's what you guys throw on us. The law says, so let's go by man's law. And let's go by the law and say the law says 17 and down is a child. Okay? 18 and up is a grown-ass woman. That's what the law says. For me, it depends on when I did a video saying that times are changing. Times are changing. It's time for black people to get smart, to stop bumping your head and trying to make these laws, what these people put out there, to make it right. Because an 18-year-old person, do you know an 18-year-old girl could still be in high school? The birthdays could come late, and she could still be in high school. So it's okay to screw her, right? No, not. Okay, so 18 is a child. That's a child. You have these crazy narratives out here that when you're 30 years old, you hit the wall. That's that. White men started that shit. White men started that talking point. Black men, y'all ought to know better. Y'all know good and dead on well that a 30-year-old woman look good. Look good. Let's kick out the obesity factor there, because we're dealing with it. Our community is dealing with it. Other communities are dealing with it. So let's kick that to the curb and say that normally a 30-year-old black woman, she don't age like a white woman does. A white woman get her beauty quick. They get it at 6, and it's gone. By the time they get 30, yes, they have hit a wall. It's gone by the time they get in their 20s, 26. It is gone. And you can get all the Botox and fillers and all that other type of crazy shit and turn yourself into something else. But the average everyday white girl is cracking. Period. Cracking, cracking, cracking. Skin wrinkled and crumbly and cracking. Period. Black women, we don't age like that. That's a number one. Number two. You're talking a thin line here. It's gray areas to all of this stuff, okay? So I may not be putting it in the right order because it's coming off the top of my head. And I'm talking to you from a mother's point of view, from a mother's standpoint. Because I have a mid-aged daughter. So I'm looking at it like, okay, if you're a 40-year-old man, I had a 40-year-old man tell me, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I have a 30-year-old woman. And he just assumed that I had a problem with that. No, I don't. No, I don't. Anybody that's 30 years old and up, you are a good grown-ass woman. Grown-ass woman, physically and mentally. You are a grown-ass woman. An 18-year-old young girl, these are young girls. Young girls, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, getting up there, 28, you're almost there, 29, just a little inch more, 30, grown-ass woman. If you're a 40-year-old man, 50-year-old man, 60-year-old man, 70-year-old man, 80-year-old man, 90-year-old man, 100-year-old man, if you want somebody that's 30, go right ahead. 30 and up, go right ahead. Go for it. Let it be your playground. If you 60 and she 30, you got 30 years on her. Let it be your playground. If you 50 and she 30, you got 20 years on her. Let it be your playground, if that's what you want to do. But when you're talking about messing with the babies, and I don't mean that literally babies like that. You're talking about messing with young, impressionable girls. Young, impressionable girls. It's a name for that. And it's not pedophile. You're not a pedo. But what you are, you're a dirty old man. You are a dirty old man. And you mean no good to the community. Because I'm looking at it like this. You're targeting our babies. You're targeting our daughters. Our 25-year-old daughters. A 50-year-old man should have no business with a 20-year-old girl. An 18-year-old girl. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tell me. What are you going to do with her? You going to take her around your friends? Is that what you're going to do? Because so all the rest of your friends are dirty old men? You'll get one friend that'll say on the sideline, hey, look, little girl, why don't you, where your people at? What are you doing? Why don't you go back home? Because that's all a young girl, 18-year-old girl belongs with her parents. Or in school or with your parents working a job trying to figure out what you're going to do. She ain't got no business being with you unless she's defiant and don't want to obey the rules of the house. So she leaves that house and runs away and go to your 50-year-old house, and you think she's finna obey your rules? She can't even obey the rules at home. And the mom and the dad don't get pussy privileges. I have to be vulgar on this to get my point across to you, because it angers me I'm not, I'm not, these ones on here, they're not, I've said this before. I've said this before.